Lamar Miller questionable for the game against the Eagles. Aaron Wilson covers the Texans for the Houston Chronicle. He joins us now on the Boardwalk Honda hotline. As all of a sudden, Aaron, this game is pretty important for both these teams. You know, the Eagles seemed like they were down and out, but now Nick Foles has gotten them back in, and this place is energized. But what's the meaning of this game for the Houston Texans? There's a lot of seeding involved for them.
Right, yeah, they have an opportunity if they win this game and beat the Jaguars in the regular season finale to be the second seed. If they lose either of these games, that is a major blow to their playoff seeding, and they probably just be the division champions and host a wild card game. They've never had a first-round bye, so this is really important to them, and this is the more difficult of the two games, obviously. The Eagles are a really challenging matchup for them, and problematic matchup situations for them with the pass protection issues and the pass coverage issues the Texans are having. So, yeah, I think it's a difficult game for them.
Aaron, you got Bill O'Brien today saying Lamar Miller could play, not committed on him, a couple of injuries for this team. Your thoughts on Miller, if he plays or not, and how the injuries could affect the Texans on Sunday?
I expect him to try to play. I think he'll do warm-ups, and if he feels okay, he'll be active, and they'll put him out there and see how does he look cutting, how does it go. If he can't go, Alfred Blue will start. I expect no matter what, Deontay Foreman to be active for the first time this year. I don't expect that to be a very impactful situation because he hasn't played football in over a year. So I'm not expecting like lightning in a bottle out of Deontay Foreman. But, yeah, I think Lamar Miller, the injury wasn't that bad. When he went out of the game, he went back in, then they took him out. He kept running and cutting throughout the second half. He wanted to go back in the game. They didn't let him go back in the game, and they had no running game without him. So they need him to play. I think he's going to play. I don't know how effective he'll be. But he looks, from what I understand, decent in practice.
Aaron, if I was to say the Texans' offensive line is not very good, am I being nice?
You're being really friendly. I mean, this is East Coast radio. You got to be meaner than that. But you got to just keeping it real. Yeah, this is a bad group. This is a group that has no Pro Bowlers, no first-round draft picks, nobody with the pedigree other than Nick Martin, as a second-rounder and the younger brother of Dallas Cowboys All-Pro guard Zach Martin, that you would say, okay, that guy, yeah, he's supposed to be really good. It's a tough matchup. I mean, they got to block Brandon Graham and Michael Bennett and all these guys like Fletcher Cox. I just think it's extremely difficult. They've already given up the most sacks in the NFL this year, 52. They've given up 110 hits. Some of that's because Deshaun holds the ball for a while, hoping that DeAndre Hopkins will break open, and he often does. But, yeah, they give up way too many hits. They give up 6 sacks and 10 hits to the Jets, aren't as good as the Eagles front, in my opinion, in a safe opinion. So, yeah, I think this is a very mediocre group.
Spending some time with Aaron Wilson, Houston Chronicle. Texans in town this weekend. Defensively, we know, obviously, Clowney and Watt, they got the pressure, but is this a team that can be beat over the top and can beat through the air?
I'm sorry, can you hear that?
Is this a team, the Texans defense, and we know big names, obviously, with Clowney and Watt, but can you beat this team through the air?
Yes, as the Jets and Colts just proved, you can do that. You can go deep on these guys. Any speed receiver can get open on them. They don't have fast corners. They have good corners in the sense that they tackle well, they cover really smartly, they have good safety play from Tyrann Mathieu and Justin Reed, but they do not do very well with anyone that has speed. Robbie Anderson, they made him look great. He's not a very good receiver, but he had an outstanding game against them, and as did T.Y. Hilton the week before. They have trouble with guys that can run a fly route.
And the Eagles don't have that guy, really. I mean, although last week was the first time we really saw Alshon Jeffrey get involved. What is, the perception of this Eagle team? Do you think it's different with Nick Foles all of a sudden down there in Houston?
Yeah, I think the Texans feel like with the ability Nick Foles has to get the ball out quickly, the rhythm he has as a passer, that this is a little more difficult to play against Nick Foles, and he's obviously a Super Bowl MVP and very accomplished in clutch performances. They just, he's kind of a guy you don't have as much tape on. Carson Wentz is a little more unconventional style, a little more of a freewheeler. Foles, you know where he's going to be, but he's going to try to throw darts and get it out of his hand, and I think that is more difficult for them than, say, a quarterback that's going to try to run around, try to do a few things, and they may have enough time to get after him and stuff their moves, J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney, all those guys. But, yeah, with Nick Foles, the play's over quickly. Ball's out.
Ball has out, and we've seen that. It's been an odd situation here. I'll tell you the truth; it has been really bizarre. Now Wentz is saying he wanted to try to play. The team wouldn't let him play. I mean, it has been pretty crazy here. But Watson coming back off his injury. I mean, people forget he had the same injury, the ACL. Now Wentz was a little bit more, but is he back to form? Do you think?
Yeah. He's only had like 2 turnovers in the past 9 games or something. When you look at Deshaun, he's played the way they've asked him to. He's protected himself. He's protected the football. And is he capable of putting up bigger numbers? Yes, he is. But this is the way they want to play right now. And it's more of a contained passing game. I think whenever he has to do something, he gets it done. And, yeah, his knee that's way behind him. And the way ACLs go nowadays, you're really – we were seeing him move just fine with no breaks, no restrictions in the spring. So it's been a long time since the knee was something that was in the conversation.
Aaron Wilson at Aaron Wilson _NFL covers the Texans for the Houston Chronicle. Longtime NFL guy, covered the Ravens in this area. Is right here on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline. Texans in town this Sunday. Aaron, thanks so much.
Thank you.